Hey guys, Jimmy Yin here, the acupuncture guy with Achieve Integrative Health, coming at you with another episode of Achieve 10x TV. So Wednesdays, we're going to talk about Wisdom Wednesdays. And so these daily shows, Monday through Friday, we do these daily trainings Monday through Friday at 12:30 Central Standard Time, U.S. time, for my international viewers. And so, Wisdom Wednesday, wisdom, right? Who better to get some wisdom than someone that was 3,000 years old, right? Well, I don't know if they're 3,000 years old. This is history, people that were very intelligent back then, all right? So Confucius is obviously one of the very enlightening person, and so definitely I love to quote Confucius quotes. And so I'm going to move this back just a little so you can move this over here so we can get some little light. Perfect. So Wisdom Wednesday. So, with all the pandemic, all of the, questions about social distancing, COVID-19, what to do, who's right, who's wrong. And there's so much information that we don't even know. Nobody truly knows all the information. So for someone to say that they know specifically what exactly is going on, well, guess what? You don't, because nobody knows. Nobody has all the pieces of information, including myself. And so that's what we're going to be talking about. And with lack of information, we get ignorance, right? And so Confucius said, real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance, right? So if you don't know the extent of your ignorance, you don't have knowledge. You don't have real knowledge. You have partial knowledge. Sometimes you may even have fake knowledge, right? So to really know if you have real knowledge is to know the extent of your ignorance. So what does that actually mean? So just like my mentor, he looks up words and looks at the definition. We may think we know what the definition of ignorance is, but sometimes we don't. So I Googled it, and I'm going to give you, so ignorance, the definition of ignorance, okay, let me move this a little here. The definition of ignorance is lack of knowledge or information. So ignorance means lack of knowledge or information. Let's see, comes from the origin is ignorantia, which means not knowing. So not knowing, okay? So lack of knowledge or information. That's what ignorance is. So ignorance is lack of knowledge or lack of knowledge. Let me write that down, okay? So it's lack of knowledge. Oh, why does my black one not work? Let me use purple. Lack of knowledge or information, right? I believe that's what it's, lack of knowledge or information. Yes, or info. Lack of knowledge or information. So how do you know you have lack of knowledge? Well, if you're quoting something from the internet, you don't have all the news media, none of it is true knowledge. Everybody is quoting bits and pieces of their knowledge, right? And I like to define info, and necessarily knowledge. Info is facts, not beliefs, theories, and so forth. So if you have a lack of facts, information, then you're really ignorant, okay? And so because then you also don't have real knowledge. Now this also plays into health. Having the right knowledge, the real knowledge is to know the extent of your ignorance. So you have to know what you don't know about changing your health, about improving your health. If you don't know what you don't know, then how can you restore your quality of life? How can you restore your organ function? How can you improve the way that you're living your life, right? So you have to get real knowledge. And that's why we do these daily trainings, is to give you that real knowledge. The real knowledge is based off of real facts, okay? It's based off of facts. It's based off of facts, okay? And how do I know that it's facts? Facts typically, are, I would say, the biggest way is if it withstands the test of time. Because like in nutrition, for example, every year nutrition changes, nutrition information changes. We went from, okay, milk does the body good, to now understanding that milk never did the body good. Milk actually does the body harm, right? So these are facts. So the fact that milk does the body good did not withstand the test of time, because then research proves that milk does not do the body good, right? And so there are certain nutrition facts, dietary facts, that have withstood the test of time, regardless of what the scientists, pharmaceutical companies, healthcare practitioners try to disprove certain facts. Over the years, those facts stay the same. So for example, let me give you an example. One is vegetables. Vegetables are always good for you. That is never changing. No one's going to deny the fact that vegetables are great for you, right? Now, other stuff, there's going to be changes like fat. The keto diet is huge right now. For a while, a few years, the Atkins diet, paleo diet, animal protein diet, all of those are good. Those change throughout the years, right? And so sugar, there was one time when sugar was good for you. Sugar was not the cause, right? And so it was because of the sugar industry. Sugar industry, paid some politicians, and so they therefore had propaganda saying, "Oh, sugar isn't the cause. Sugar is not the cause of any of these health diseases." Well, sugar is the cause of a lot of degenerative health diseases, right? So my point of saying is, you got to get real knowledge. Which is based off of facts. Facts is information that has withstood the test of time, and if you utilize those, guess what? Then you're going to prolong if those facts have been the same for thousands of years, then number one, it works. Number two, it's going to give you that result, that consistent result. The reason why there's so many fad diets, they some work, some don't work, some hurt you. A lot of them actually hurt you in the long term, and so they don't withstand the test of time, and so therefore they're not going to have you have sustained health. Now some people don't care about sustained health, and I understand. Some people just want short-term gains; they don't care about the long term, right? And that's so. This is not right or wrong. I'm just saying, for those people who want long-term gains, they want to be able to see their children grow up. They want to be able to see their grandchildren grow up, their great-great-grandchildren grow up. For those people, those are I am talking to you. If you want that longevity, then you want to do things that have withstood the test of time. And so, but that's, we're going to go different days, topics. We're going to talk about that. What exactly can you do to improve your quality of life, to prolong that quality of life, not just just feel good for 1 year. So are you going to just to feel good for 1 year, you're going to sacrifice, 30 years of your life? Again, it's your choice. I'm not talking to those people. I'm talking to people that want to prolong that, they want their whole life to be a high quality of life, right? Where you can do what you want, when you want, with whomever you want, right? Age is never an issue. Okay, but today's topic is Wisdom Wednesday. Is to get real knowledge, and don't be ignorant. To get real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. So you have to know the extent of the lack of knowledge. How much you have to know what you lack. In order to know what you lack, you got to be humble. The reason why people are getting angry and arguing about facts these days is because nobody's humble. Nobody's humble enough to sit down and say, hey, okay, I only have part of the information. And so I cannot say, okay, you are wrong because you disagree with what I'm saying, right? And so let's focus on facts, and let's use facts that have been time tested to turn our health around so that we can be alive, not just be alive, but thriving past this pandemic, thriving past 20, 40, 50 years, and still going so you can see your great grandchildren. How about that? All right, guys. Jimmy Yen from Achieve Integrative Health. This is another episode of Achieve 10X TV. And I want you to remember, everything in life is achievable.